All right. So tell me some of the adversities you have or haven't faced in your lifestyle. I know we already kind of talked about it, but if you haven't having any adversities, do you think it's your optimism or yeah, give me your idea about going through adversities in life.
I definitely have experienced some adversities in life, but I feel that at this age that I'm at right now, I do my best not to dwell on them.
Mm-hmm.
I've just come to this point in my life where I realize that dwelling on stuff, especially stuff that doesn't make you feel good, is
Mm-hmm.
not going to make you feel good. So I have gotten to the point where if I do something, I'm going to put my best foot forward. I'm going to do as much as I can to do it how it's supposed to be done. And then at the end of the day, I'm going to trust that it's going to turn out the way that it was supposed to turn out. Like I said, going back to the event that we just did last week and that you came to, that was another one of those ones where I was like, oops, like I did everything I could do. I'm not exactly 100% confident, but I know I did everything that I could do in the time frame that I have and with everything I was given. So at this point, why am I stressing about something that I know is done? Why am
Right.
I worrying about it? And it ended up being a phenomenal event. I was worried for nothing. You know what I mean? So I do have those moments where like I might stress out or I might be concerned about something. Something might be difficult, not going my way, but it doesn't normally last too long because I
Right.
understand that there's only so much I can do about it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And once I've done all I feel I can do, I can't do anything else but just let it play out and let the chips fall where they may. And in between time, I'm not going to stress out about it because it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't help. And then
So if
most of the
you
time I found myself stressing out about stuff that always worked out at the end.
right. So when you're going through something tough, like how do you keep your calm? Because there's a lot of people that can't handle, you know what I mean, even rejection or something negative happening to them. So it's amazing
For
that you
me,
could, keep your calm in these type of situations.
and don't get me wrong, it's not always there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I spaz out sometimes. You know what I mean? I have my moments, but I definitely, a practice of mine is to try to make sure that I understand and I remind myself I can only do so much. I can only control what it is that I can control. So when
Right.
I'm in those moments of frustration, if I need to, I'll go by myself and go sit down somewhere until I can get my mind straight, until I can get my mind to go back to where it needs to be. And I do that a lot. I'll dip. If I don't answer my phone or I might need a day to myself to just get my mind back. But I do take that time for myself because I understand that's an important piece of my life. Like I need to have a calm place for
Hmm.
me to be able to focus and for me to be able to be productive. So if I get
Yeah.
into those modes where I'm feeling down on myself or things are not going my way, I take some time, I step back, I sit with myself, figure out most of the time. I always self-analyze myself in the situations that I'm going through. And I figure out how to work myself through it. Eventually I come to the point where I realize I've done all I can do and stop tripping and just live.
Right.
So
So that's really strong mental health, being able to, you know, separate yourself from whatever you're going through and actually take the time to reflect and figure out how to self heal. You know what I mean? I think
mhm.
that's important, and that's a message that I always try to pass on, because there's a youngster maybe listening to this podcast that maybe struggles in the things that they go through in their daily life, and to tap into that, kind of give me, what would you tell someone in their lifestyle, a younger version, if you were to give advice to someone younger that's maybe wants to be a successful entrepreneur, but that is going through a lot, as a child? What would you tell a young adult right now as far as trying to stay positive and reaching their dreams?
I would definitely tell them not to stop, no matter what anybody says, no matter how stupid somebody may say your idea is, how much they don't understand it. It doesn't matter what negative things they say or what positive things they say. If you feel that this is something that you're passionate about, something that you want to do, trust me when I tell you it can be done. But you have to believe it, and you can't let anybody tell you anything about what you already know, because I feel that once you think of something that you want to do, it's done. You
Hmm.
thought about it already. You're capable of doing it. You thought about it. That's how things happen. You think about them and then they happen.
Yeah.
It's not the opposite. A lot of people are so used to reacting to what they've created, but you need to just recognize that you are the creator. This is your movie. You're the star of this movie. You create who you want to be in it, characters with you, what your plot twists are, and everything it is that you want to do. This is your real life movie that you can create. And don't think that you have to do things because somebody else told you to. Because I did that. I ended up doing that. I was flourishing when I was like in my early 20s, and people used to tell me like, Sherise, you're always gone all the time. You need to calm down and, stop traveling so much. And, I said that I wanted to start my own business. They knocked me for that. I was representing women that looked like me because they told me I was too small to be a plus size model for like the big modeling agencies, Wilhelmina and Ford and all them. But I was too small to be plus size and too big to be a supermodel. So they put me in this box where they said, either you have to gain 20 pounds or lose 20 pounds. I created my own and said, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to represent women that look like me because I know I'm not the only person going through this. You're not going to tell me that I have to go make myself unhealthy to work in your industry. I'm going to do it my way. So I found some girls that looked like me, that were tall, that were curvaceous, and we started getting work. We started booking jobs. We started being featured in magazines. So, I mean, I just say for anybody that wants to do something, don't let anyone tell you what you can't do. Show them that you can.
That's right. And I've been enjoying this conversation, and I appreciate you for coming on. If you could tell the people where they can find you and follow your inspiration, you know what I mean, through the rest of your journey, and also tell people what you got coming up that they should be looking out for.
Certainly. If anybody is ever looking for me, you can always find me on my website, which is sheriseford.com, SheRiseford.com. You can also find me on social media. You can just look up my name, Sherise Ford, and sure, some stuff will come up. But I always recommend, as my tip, as I'm leaving you guys, if you are an entertainer, if you're trying to do something with your business, your brand, make sure that you have your own website. Social media is nice. That's cute, but you don't own it. And at any moment, it could be gone and there's nothing that you can do about it. Social media, Instagram, Facebook, they can decide to charge you $1,000 to get in your account tomorrow, and there would be nothing you can do about it. So I just say, please make sure to have your own website, something that you can control. So that way, like you say, if people want to get in contact with me, you can always go to my website. That's something I control. It will always be there unless I decide to take it off. So that's where you can find me at. And as far as what I have coming up next, I actually, my birthday is coming up. This is my birthday month. So on the 20th is my birthday, but I will be celebrating my birthday with comedian Patrick Neal at 77. And
the
with
funny Patrick Neal.
Yes. So we will be doing a joint birthday party on the 15th. So that is my next thing that I have coming up.
That's dope. That's dope. Well, thank you for
one more thing.
Okay.
One more thing I got coming up. I just remembered. I am now the new host, one of the co-hosts on the Frost Guide Show, which is on all of the podcast channels, iHeart, iTunes, all of those different platforms. So
wherever you listen to your podcast, go check it out. Go check it out. So I appreciate having you on the show today. And it was a great conversation, hearing everything you had to say, hearing your perspective. And we will be definitely tapped in with one another. And everybody that's listening, if you can go follow Sherise for everything that she has going on. And hopefully we can get another episode with her on here, because she seems to have so much positivity. And I want to just be able to give that to the fans every time that we bring great content to you. So thank you for the interview, and make sure to go like, subscribe, follow, share the good content if you enjoyed it. And this is the Relative Vision TV podcast. Again, your boy Marcus Hood checking out. It's another one. I appreciate the love, and have a good one.
Thank you so much again for having me.